All right, guys, Larry from Be Yourself Adventures. We are up here in Coolidge, Arizona. I'm going to show you around the bar, kind of talk about the bar, things like that. But just want to talk to you real quick, let you know what we are doing, why we are doing. We are going to Florence, Arizona, and I got a good reason why to go up there. You guys, again, have to stay tuned, watch the video. Again, I'm going to walk around the bar, going to show you a couple things, talk to you about this bar, Galloping Goose, and I'm trying to talk out. It just got real loud in here all of a sudden. So we're going to check out our lunch. We're going to check out really so many people are having fun here. So are you guys having fun? If you are, always watch Be Yourself Adventures. You never know what will happen next. So always be yourself. Peace. Oh, by the way, today is May 16th, 2026. So I hope you guys like this video. But if you can, just watch it up to the end. And I'll tell you why, at the end, why I did this video. Okay, always be yourself. Alright guys, this is what I'm getting. This is the bacon barbecue cheeseburger I was talking about with the french fries. And then my wife ended up getting a club for her. So we're going to enjoy and eat up. Alright guys, I got the owner of the Galloping Goose that's been here since, 1935. And I'm going to have him tell some stories about this place.
Well, I've only owned it for 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, 2.5 years.
So you know a lot about the history of it, right?
I know, I don't know if I know a lot, but I know Waylon Jennings got his start here. I know Waylon Jennings used to be a DJ at KCKY in Coolidge here,
right.
And back in 1960 and stuff.
That before he started singing?
Well, yeah, he was a DJ, and then he used to come in here after work and he'd play.
Right.
I actually got a shirt from the 1960s, and I had it remanufactured. So I'm selling the throwback shirts from back in the 60s.
The one that says I got.
No. The blue one with the black ring collar and sleeves. They're called ringer shirts.
Right.
And I had them remanufactured. An old owner brought it to me, and I had them remanufactured.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they said it was from the 60s.
So what made you interested of owning this place?
I came in here every day for 20 years, and the owner said he had enough fun and wanted to sell it, so I bought it.
So you bought it, what, in 24?
2023, November of 23.
I was here during that time talking to Bruce.
Yeah, actually, me and Bruce used to sit there at the end of the bar all the time for years.
Right.
We even actually talked about going in partners with it, but then when it came time to actually do it, he kind of shied away.
That's a shame. But yeah, I like the history about Waylon Jennings.
Well, it actually come June 1st, it'll be 91 years this place has been here.
91.
June 1st will be 91 years.
And they added on to the bar later on, right? Or the place?
Yeah, well, you can see where the doors are right there, and it was added on to, and it was added on to a couple times, and then we added a big patio on the back, and we had to move the restrooms outside because indoor plumbing ain't so great. 100-year-old building, you know.
Right. That's crazy, but have you ever had an opportunity to meet Waylon Jennings or no?
No. His wife and son have been here, but I never had an opportunity to meet them either.
I know,
I think Scooter or something like that.
Scooter Jennings, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I never had an opportunity to meet him. If you look up on the wall, there's an article over there that says that actually, like, Rodney Dangerfield used to make a regular stop in here.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I try to bring all this memorabilia back and put it back up on the walls and stuff, because when Bar Rescue was in here in I believe it was 14 or 16, 2000, he took it all down and spread it all over the bar, and I had a bunch of his stuff in the office when I took it over, and I brought it all back out and I hung it back up on the walls and stuff.
See, that's incredible. Yeah, for me, this stuff is history.
Yeah, yeah, and people need to see it. You know, everything needs to be out there for people to see.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate it. What was your name? I'm sorry I didn't catch it.
My name's Sandy Johnson.
Sandy, it's great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I had a pleasure, but you guys ever up in Coolidge, Arizona, check out Galloping Coos.
We actually have a guy that does a Waylon Jennings tribute, and he plays. His name is Marty McIntosh, and he does Waylon Jennings tribute, and he plays just about every month here.
Wow.
And he does 2 hours of nothing but Waylon Jennings. So
Do you guys-
if you ever want to stop in, usually towards the end of the month he's here.
Do you guys have a website or anything? Or?
Yes, we got a website, and on Facebook we have a calendar up every month and stuff. So
I'll put that link down below. But I appreciate you because, like I said, I have little ties to Jessie Coulter, working with her at Pantheon Recording Studio. So it's been great to talk to you.
well, thank you, I appreciate it.
All right. All right, everybody. I'm in Florence, Arizona. Right down here is the main street. You guys may recognize this if you guys have ever seen the movie Murphy's Romance with James Gardner and Sally Field. So I'm going to walk down here a little bit, see if we can find the Tunnel Saloon, where an infamous gunfight happened in 1988. We don't know exactly where it is, but I will look to try to find it. But it is a little windy here. You know, it's pretty interesting. This is about 111 miles from where I live. And it's pretty darn cool, I would have to say. This town was founded in 1866. Can you believe that? Before Arizona became an official state in 1912. And the sad thing is, this is looking like it's becoming a ghost town. And another thing I have in common with Florence is my grandmother and grandfather got their marriage certificate here in Florence. So you got Murphy's Romance that was filmed here. You got a town that became a town in 1866. I mean, this is before Wyatt Earp and the Cowboys, the Tombstone. That was 1881. Let's check this out. Historic site, Charles Rapp Saloon. If you guys want to pause, take time to read this. But this was mid-1870 commercial building, was built on the corner of Main and 7th Street. Oh, that's pretty darn cool. Good old candy shop is closed. That's pretty darn cool. Ice cold Coca-Cola. Doesn't say when it's going to be open again. We got this really cool looking mural on the wall. It says Town of Florence. Has all the people gathered around, and he even looks like Abraham Lincoln. Indigenous people, or you call them Native Americans. But that's pretty awesome. Here's another historic site, Plaque. Built in 1925, this is an example of the early 20th century commercial style. One of the three structures in Florence designed by George Malk of Phoenix. May say it wrong, let me know in the comments. Apologize if I do. He was the architect of the movie house, Mongol, and the U.S. Marshal. Interesting. This building was used in Arizona Edison and Arizona Public Service Office. Nice. Well, my search is to find where the old tunnel saloon is. So far, all I'm finding is closed buildings. Maybe somebody around here might know. Might just have to pop in and ask somebody if they know where that old saloon was. I feel like I'm walking the streets of Tombstone. Like I said, this place of Florence being this old is pretty crazy. This is very interesting. Came across this one. Town founder Levi Ruggles built a store on this site in 1876. In 1882 became Peter Will's Brewery. Again, if you like to pause this and check it out and read it, a lot of history. Right. I went inside the Ace Hardware to talk to the gentleman, and he told me where the tunnel saloon used to be, and here it is. We found it. Now, what's interesting about the tunnel saloon, it was, like I said, infamous gunfight back in 1888, where he had two former lawmen get into a shootout. Unfortunately, one died by the name of Joseph Fye. He was once the sheriff of Florence, Arizona. He died a few hours later. Probably, yeah, and then the other gentleman was, check this out, Peter Gabriel. So can you imagine being here in 1888, and they said they shot one of the lanterns and the whole place went dark. And then that's when the gunfight began, here in Florence, Arizona. Yeah, some old buildings here, an old empty lot. But yeah, he said this was the building right here, the original building, 1888. Infamous, but it was famous for Florence, Arizona. So I'm going to go around to the front of the building so you guys can check it out. Right now it is Florence's chiropractic. And this is where we're at. But this was it. Pretty darn cool. On our next location, always be yourself. Okay guys, coming up on the right hand side, if you look at the sign, it says Tom Mix Wash, and this is it. This is where his vehicle, where his Phantom convertible rolled over. All right, everybody, we're at the memorial site for well-known cowboy actor Tom Mix. January 6, 1880, October 12, 1940. In the memory of Tom Mix, whose spirit left his body on this spot, and those characterizations and portrayals in life serve to better fix memories of the Old West in the minds of living men. That's a great memorial for Tom Mix. Now we're going to sit here and we're going to talk a little bit about Tom Mix and why my interest in this actor slash cowboy. All right, guys. So far, I'm glad you guys made it to this part of the video. We started out in Coolidge, Arizona, to check it out. You know, been there before when Sean Clark and I did the filming locations of the movie I worked on Near Dark. My wife has never been there. Went to a place called Galloping Goose, and the food there is incredible. But I wanted to show her where Waylon Jennings got his start, where he started, where he used to work down a radio station right down the road. And on the time off that he had, he would go to the Galloping Goose, which has been there since 1935, and perform some nights. And he didn't want to let anybody know where he was, where he lived out in Coolidge, Arizona, and worked at a radio station. And you'll see the video earlier from the gentleman talking about that. But the whole purpose of this video is to go and talk about this cowboy, American cowboy, who was one of the first silent picture Western cowboys ever. And I think it started out in the early 1919 or something like that. Well, the actor's name was Tom Mix. He made a total of, 291 films, 9 silent films. So I figured I'd come up here to Florence, Arizona, and go to a location where Tom Mix met his demise on October 12th of 1940. So what happened is, like I said, he was with some friends, down in Tucson, Arizona, at the Santa Rita Hotel. And they were hanging out at the bar and all this, and he had his musician friends come up to the room. But by the time it was 3 o'clock in the morning, Tom Mix says, you know what, guys, I got to get to sleep. I got to get to bed. So they left. He got to sleep. He woke up, checked out around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, got in his Del Sol coupe, which is known as the Phantom convertible, and headed for Florence, Arizona. Now, he was quite a bit in a hurry to get there. Don't know why he was in a hurry to get to Florence, Arizona, because the day before he was in New Mexico. Is it because he was going to see some friends or what have you? But unfortunately, there was a bridge out on this road, and they had signs and barricades and everything else all over the road. And, this is around, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it wasn't like the sun was blaring in his face and everything else, but he was going so fast that he went through the barriers, went over, car flipped over. He was okay until this big suitcase of his smacked him on the back of his head, broke his neck, and instantly killed him. That was the fate of Tom Mix. Now, a lot of people don't really know about Tom Mix. You know, one of the big reasons I think it was so cool that he was at the funeral for none other than Wyatt Earp. In fact, in 1929, Tom Mix was a pallbearer for Wyatt Earp, and in fact, it said he wept when they buried Wyatt Earp in 1929. Now, this is a kind of a cool little thing here I'm going to talk about. If you guys own a Sgt. Pepper album by the Beatles, do me a favor, flip it over. You will see the four lads, the four John, Paul, George, Ringo with their Sgt. Pepper outfits. Then you'll see a whole bunch of people in the background. You know, anything from Shirley Temple to Edgar Allan Poe. But there's one other person that stands in the mix of things. None other than Tom Mix, the original silent film cowboy that started the Westerns. He was it. So if you get a chance, pull out your Sgt. Pepper album, look on there, and see if you can point out and find Tom Mix. If you don't know what he looks like, go online or watch this video, because I will have a couple of snapshots of Tom Mix, what he looked like. So have fun doing that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because it's been quite something. I was originally going to go down to Wilcox, do a thing about Rex Allen, but that's going to be on a later adventure. For right now, I figured this would be kind of cool. A lot of people don't do videos on Tom Mix, especially where he met his demise here on Highway 79 between Tucson and Florence. And this is probably the old highway people used to travel before they put Interstate 10 that now goes from Phoenix to Tucson. But this is a very quaint road, quiet road, not a lot of traffic. In fact, if I ever go back to Tucson, this is probably the way I'll travel, because there's hardly, like I said, any traffic at all. All right, well, this is going to do it for Be Yourself Adventures. I am going to show this thing that's here on this picnic table, per se, and it's attached, so unfortunately I can't take it off, but I will give you a quick glance of what this is about Tom Mix and End of a Legend, which is a great title. It is the end of a legend because he's the one that started the cowboy movies. So hope you guys like it. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Remember, always be yourself. If you like it, that's fantastic. You can hit the notification bell, subscribe. There's going to be more interesting videos like this, also from Route 66 and other locations. I do a lot of things when it comes to either theme parks and old locations like this, or like Route 66. So on that note, you guys take care and always be yourself. Peace.